Welcome to our new video. Today, we're going to discuss a very important topic for business owners and freelancers. When is GST registration mandatory in India? Whether you're selling goods or providing services, knowing the right time to register can save you from future penalties and confusion. So let's break it down in a simple and easy to understand way. Let's now understand when GST registration becomes mandatory, both for the sale of goods and for providing services. First, if you are involved in the sale of goods, you must register under GST if your aggregate turnover exceeds 40 lakhs in a normal category state. However, if you're operating in a special category state, then the threshold is lower. GST registration becomes mandatory if your turnover exceeds 20 lakhs. Now, for service providers. In normal category states, you need to register under GST if your aggregate turnover exceeds 20 lakhs. But if you're in a special category state, GST registration is required if your turnover exceeds 10 lakhs. So remember, your location and type of business play a big role in deciding the GST registration threshold. Special category states: Arunachal Pradesh, Assam, Himachal Pradesh, Manipur, Meghalaya, Mizoram, Nagaland, Sikkim, Tripura, Uttarakhand, and Telangana. Here, aggregate turnover means the aggregate value of all taxable supplies, excluding the value of inward supplies on which tax is payable by a person on reverse charge basis, exempt supplies, exports of goods or services or both, and interstate supplies of persons having the same permanent account number to be computed on all India basis, but exclude central tax, state tax, union territory tax, integrated tax, and cess. Some of such suppliers who need to register compulsorily, irrespective of the size of their turnover, are those who are interstate suppliers, a person receiving supplies on which tax is payable by recipient on reverse charge basis. Casual taxable person who is not having fixed place of business in the state or union territory from where he wants to make supply. Non-resident taxable persons who are not having fixed place of business or residence in India. A person who supplies on behalf of some other taxable person, i.e. an agent of some principal. An e-commerce operator who is required to collect tax at source under Section 52, who provide platform to the suppliers to make supply through it. Those e-commerce operators who are notified as liable for GST payment under Section 9(5) of the CGST Act 2017. TDS deductor or input service distributor. Those supplying online information and database access or retrieval services from outside India to a non-registered person in India. A casual taxable person is one who has a registered business in some state in India, but wants to effect supplies from some other state in which he is not having any fixed place of business. For more detailed information, visit the official website of VMK Professionals, www.vmkpros.com, and always review the latest amendments before execution, as laws keep changing frequently. Key change to GST. Further, there are few changes in the CGST Act 2017, like modifications in Section 261 and 20, and insertion of new Section 122A, penalty for failure to register machines. Definition of input service distributor under Section 261 is being amended. Basis, earlier regime GST regime, who can be ISD? An office of the manufacturer producer of final products or provider of output service. An office of the supplier of goods and or services. Distribution of credit to whom? Own units and outsourced manufacturers. Supplier having the same PAN. In other words, credit cannot be distributed to outsourced manufacturers or service providers. Tax credit type which can be distributed. Credit of service tax paid on said services. Credit of CGST, SGST, and or IGST paid on said services. Distribution of credit, issuing invoice, bill, or challan for the purpose of distribution to such manufacturer or producer or provider. Issuing an ISD invoice for the purpose of distribution to a supplier of taxable goods and or services having the same PAN as that of the office referred to above. Insertion of a new Section 122A of the CGST Act 2017 providing penalty for failure to register certain machines used in manufacture of goods as per special procedure. 122A. 1. Notwithstanding anything contained in this Act, where any person who is engaged in the manufacture of goods in respect of which any special procedure relating to registration of machines has been notified under Section 148, acts in contravention of the said special procedure, he shall, in addition to any penalty that is paid or is payable by him under Chapter Feint or any other provisions of this chapter, be liable to pay a penalty equal to an amount of 1 lakh rupees for every machine not so registered. 2. In addition to the penalty under subsection 1, every machine not so registered shall be liable for seizure and confiscation, provided that such machine shall not be confiscated where A. the penalty so imposed is paid, and B. the registration of such machine is made in accordance with the special procedure within 3 days of the receipt of communication of the order of penalty. Note: the amendments shall be effective after enactment of the Finance Bill 2024. Achievements of taxation reforms. A. Direct tax collections more than trebled in last 10 years. B. Number of return filers swelled to 2.4 times. C. Faster refunds. Reduction in average processing time of returns from 93 days, 2013-14, to 10 days, 2023-24. D. Average monthly gross GST collections doubled to 1.66 lakh crore in FY24. E. Increase in tax strength of state revenue from 0.72 2012-16 to 1.22 in the post-GST period 2017-23. F. Benefit to consumers, reduction in logistics cost and prices of most goods and services. G. Decline in import release time since 2019 by 47% at inland container depots, 28% at air cargo complexes, 27% at seaports. For more detailed information, visit the official website of VMK Professionals, wvmkpros.com, and always review the latest amendments before execution, as laws keep changing frequently. Social and economic priorities, inclusive development. The FM highlighted the need for inclusive development under Amrit Kaul, with an aspirational district program to assist states in faster development, including employment generation. Tourism 1. Long-term interest-free loans are to be provided to states to encourage development. 2. States will be encouraged to take up comprehensive development of iconic tourist centers, branding and marketing them at global scale. 3. A framework for rating of the tourist centers based on quality of facilities and services to be established. 4. Projects for port connectivity, tourism infrastructure, and amenities will be taken up in islands, including Lakshadweep. Healthcare 5. Encourage vaccination for girls in age group of 9 to 14 years for prevention of cervical cancer. 6. Set up more medical colleges by utilizing the existing hospital infrastructure under various departments. 7. Upgradation of Anganwadi centers under Saksham Anganwadi and Poshan 2.0 will be expedited for improved nutrition delivery, early childhood care, and development. 8. Ayushman Bharat scheme will be extended to all ASHA workers, Anganwadi workers, and helpers. 9. The Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, Grameen, is close to achieving the target of 3 crore houses, with an additional 2 crore targeted for the next 5 years. 10. Through rooftop solarization, 1 crore households will be enabled to obtain up to 300 units free electricity every month. 11. Scheme will be launched to help deserving sections of the middle class, living in rented houses, or slums, or chawls and unauthorized colonies, to buy or build their own houses. And that's it for this video. We hope you learned something new about GST registration and how turnover limits vary based on your business type and location. If you found this video helpful, do share your thoughts in the comments below and let us know your experience with GST registration. Also, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss an update from our channel. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.